Hello ladies and gents, Jack here from Peach Guitars, and today it's time we revisited Epiphone's 59 Les Paul outfit in greater detail, so let's get into it. Alright folks, welcome back to part 2 if you like. 7 months ago, some of you may remember that when we received the first batch of these Epiphone 59 Les Paul outfit guitars, we put out a very quick video here on YouTube which proved to be surprisingly popular. We had loads of people asking for a more extended review of this guitar, but the truth was we did that video as quickly as we possibly could to satisfy the orders that had already been placed for those guitars. So we received a very small number of them and they pretty much went out the door immediately. We just had a few minutes literally to grab what we thought would be the most important thing to show you all, which was some sound clips, and they really stood up to some of the other guitars that we've had here on the channel. But now we finally received greater numbers of these guitars, quite considerable numbers in fact. If you head to peachguitars.com by clicking the link in the description below after you've seen this video, you'll see there's a lot of choice of these guitars. You will have the luxury of picking your favorite individual top as well. So if you're looking for one of these guitars, either in this aged dark burst or the aged dark cherry burst, there's a bunch of options on our site. You can pick your favorite one. But we didn't do that today. We just picked two guitars straight off of the shelf, no vetting, no picking out the best one. I just wanted to grab one and show you the consistency level here in the fact that, like I said, this hasn't been vetted. This is just one straight off the shelf and it sounds really good. Okay, so I feel it important to talk about some of the specs on these guitars. It's a very expensive spec set for the money. Now you may be looking at this and thinking that it is quite a lot of money for an Epiphone product, which is certainly more expensive than a lot of Epiphone's typical products, but when you delve into the specs, you quickly realize why that is. So this Epiphone 1959 Les Paul outfit model comes in two finishes, as I mentioned. We've got this aged dark burst, and down there to my side you've got the aged dark cherry burst as well. Two really iconic, really signature Les Paul finishes. They've got the standard mahogany body and maple top formula. This maple top is actually a AAA grade maple veneer, so you get a nice burst effect. You do see a little bit of the nice grain of the wood underneath as well. In terms of delivering a 59 Les Paul style experience, I think that there's no other model really that Epiphone make or Gibson make in this kind of price category that gives you the same 59 aesthetic quite as well as this guitar does. So moving up to the neck, you've got a mahogany neck as well with an Indian laurel fingerboard. I would say this feels and sounds considerably similar to rosewood, so if you were worried about that being a factor in the guitar's kind of construction, I don't think it's an issue. If I didn't know this wasn't rosewood, I don't think I'd notice. There's a nice grain to the wood and it feels really nice under the fingers. You do find with some alternative fingerboard materials sometimes that you get that real harsh grain when you bend the string and you really feel it under the fingers. I don't have that here whatsoever. Aided by slightly larger frets, you've got medium jumbo frets on this guitar as well. It feels like a 59 profile usually does. This is Epiphone's 50s rounded C profile. So there's not too much meat on the neck. It's certainly not as skinny as a 60s neck profile would be, but it's also not a massive behemoth like a 58 style neck profile. So it's that sweet spot right in the middle that 59s are known to be. Now the electronics of this guitar is where the premium aspect of it really comes out. So you've got a pair of Gibson Custom Shop level Burstbucker pickups, a Burstbucker 2 in the neck, Burstbucker 3 in the bridge, and up till very, very recently we saw these pickups as standard models in all Gibson Custom Shop line guitars. These were the go-to pickups. They still are on certain models from the Custom Shop. They deliver a really nice balance of all things classic PAF. I think the Burstbucker 3 in particular sounds great. It's got a little bit more of a rounded edge to it, so it sounds great with overdriven tones and distorted tones. But as you're going to hear as well, it sounds really nice for cleans as well, especially on the in-between position with both pickups. And then you've got the standard 50 style wiring down here, 2 volumes, 2 tones, CTS pots on this guitar as well, so you've got that premium upgrade that you get standard on Gibson products. And what that basically means is that the quality of the tone when you alter these controls, so when you turn down the volume for example, you get a really nice linear taper on the pot. It doesn't suddenly go from everything to nothing within just a couple of notches on the control. You've got a nice continuous level of gain, range, and tweakability in that sense. I actually like the fact that this guitar doesn't feature any kind of modern treble bleed or anything like that. So you do notice the tone changes as you alter the volume control, but in a pleasant way. It rounds off some of the high frequencies that would otherwise get too strident perhaps, and you have a nice fat tone all the way down to some cleaner settings, even on a high gain tone, which you're going to hear in one of these clips. Another nice significant hardware upgrade here on this Epiphone is the inclusion of switchcraft, toggle switches and jacks down here, so they just feel a little bit more solid. You have a bit more confidence in them, like they're not going to give out on you. So everything on this guitar, electronically and all the hardware, just feels proper. It doesn't feel like a compromise. It feels like a solid guitar, and like I say, compared to some entry-level Gibson USA guitars which have significant weight relief to them, this has none of that. This is a true full-fat Les Paul. It's weighty, but that's kind of what I think most people expect, at least from a Les Paul. It may not be what you want, but it is what people expect out of this kind of spec of Les Paul, and Epiphone have delivered that for you. Now, the last thing that I think makes this an excellent value proposition for the money is the fact that you get included a hard shell branded case. Now, that's something that you don't get with a Gibson until you rise the ranks considerably. You don't get it on a Tribute. I don't believe you get it on a Studio either. So the fact that these guitars are still considerably less expensive than entry-level Gibsons, and you get these upgraded electronic components, and you get a hard shell case, it does really strike a very nice balance of value for the quality of the tones that you're able to get, for the quality of the overall package that you're able to get. I think these are an absolute winner for Epiphone. So there we are, folks. If you'd like even more information about this Epiphone 1959 Les Paul standard outfit guitar, you can head to our website by clicking the link down in the description below. As I said earlier on, there's plenty of choice. So if you are after one of these and you're struggling to pick between the two finishes, there's loads and loads of examples available, and you can individually pick the guitar, the top, and the serial number that you would like. So I hope that you enjoy the clips that you will have heard in this video. I think this delivers on a lot of those signature Les Paul tones, like I said, but let me know what you think of this very cool Epiphone. Let me know in the comments whether you think this lives up to the 1959 hype, or if you think maybe it's not quite what Epiphone should be doing. It's a little bit too expensive, maybe. I personally don't think so. As I said, I've laid out that this is a pretty good value guitar, but I'd like to know what you think anyway, so let me know in the comments below. So that's it, folks. Thank you very much, as always, for watching. Be sure to leave a like down below if you've enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss out on anything that we put out in the future. Hit the comment section below with your thoughts on the Epiphone 59 Les Paul. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.